Uh-oh, there went my soda. That's awesome. That's nice. Give a little character. I guess Noisy Boy was thirsty. Wanted to sip of my Sam's Cola. I guess now that Walmart's owned by China, we can call it Sam's Cola. Sam's Cola. Sama Cola. And small auto chains like American Auto Supply. Been around since the beginning of it all, but nobody even knows who they are anymore because of all these big chain, big money warehouse parts houses buy that shit cheap from China and sell it to Americans with a 900% profit markup, and we buy that Chinese made shit like it's hotcakes. That job used to be an American job. Michigan actually used to be a state. They had a city up there one time that was called Motor City. Some of the baddest iron that you've ever heard of in American history rolled out of that city. And you want to know what it is now? Me either. I could care less. And that's about the attitude of half of Americans. Only worried about me. We care about you. None of us care about anybody else anymore, and that's why the world is the way it is, and I'm tired of that mentality. So that's kind of half the reason why I want to make some of these videos, because I go on rants of my own every now and then when I'm taking little breaks like this. Instead of talking to myself, I might as well just talk to you. I have absolutely nothing against Chinese people or the Chinese culture, and I'm glad that they're doing well. I'm glad that their economy is thriving. However, I've figured out along the way that one person's success is at the demise of another person. So, every ounce you think you're getting from the world, you're actually taking from the world. Truly giving back to the world takes a sacrifice that 99% of society is just unwilling to make at this point. I remember a time when working the land and keeping Saturday, the true Sabbath, a day of rest. We've been perverted into thinking that Sunday is the Sabbath, so that we can work all day Saturday and then put Jesus back on the cross for an hour each day. Where he's crucified all over again instead of rising into glory. And I don't do that. I refuse to do it. And those that still do shouldn't, if they ever expect Christ to be the Messiah that he truly is. And I didn't come here to preach Christ to you, but I just came to tell you the truth. Like Will Sonnet would say, no brag, just fact. A lot of you youngins aren't going to know what Will Sonnet means, so I'm going to explain it to you real quick. Back in the day, my parents and their parents' television was a brand new thing, and it was in black and white only. There was no such thing as color television way back then. And they had these westerns, what I refer to now as rope operas. And that's what they were all raised on. that was their introduction into television. John Wayne, Clint Eastwood as Rowdy Yates, and Michael Landon, and Big Hoss, and all of the fellas on the Bonanza, on the Ponderosa, on Bonanza. All of those rope operas, you just play, and that's where I got that term. No brag, just fact, is from one of those rope operas, and it was called The Guns of Will Sonnet. And Will Sonnet was in pursuit of his son, who was falsely accused of murder, and Will Sonnet and his youngest son set out after the older son to help prove that he was innocent. Well, along the way of running, the older brother, the older son, actually became a murderer, and was actually then wanted for murder. The whole show, every episode, there was just them 2 towns away, always 2 towns away from catching up to, his son that he was trying to chase down to get him to come back home and prove his innocence and clear his name. And Will Sonnet and his youngest son had adventure after adventure, cowpoking after cowpoking, and gunslinging after gunslinging, and one of his biggest lines was always, no brag, just fact. And he'd give them 4, 5, 6 warnings, and they would never take his warning. And that old man would teach every one of them little whippersnappers a lesson. And that's the way it was when I was a kid. You didn't dare talk back to somebody that had a beard like me. You'd get your teeth knocked in. Anybody was 35 years or older, you didn't dare even talk back to them. Not once, not even look at them sideways when I was a kid. Adults back then, it didn't even matter if it was the neighbor 8 houses down the street. You came up in his yard, mouthing, doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing, saying something you wasn't supposed to be saying. That dad would walk out there and snatch you by your hair and wear you out and send you back home to mommy crying. And the cops wouldn't get called. Yeah, parents used to have each other's backs back then. We're all disconnected now. You even think about looking at your kids sideways now, you go to jail. What it all boils down to is just a pattern and a cycle that most people are completely unaware of and never even gave 2 shits about it. There's a pattern that repeats itself in the universe over and over and over in every aspect of life and everything that has to do with this reality. And it's called the Mandelbrot set. And if you don't know what the Mandelbrot set is, there are other formulas that have been based off of it that are almost absolutely irrefutable. And Disney's been drip feeding it to you forever. The last one on the Mandelbrot set in the unfolding of time was called, I don't know, some Oprah Winfrey wrinkle in her something or another. I can't remember. Oprah Winfrey had a wrinkle in her something or another. I can't remember. And so, anyway, she talked a bunch of these kids into going up against the It. I don't know why it's always called the It, but everybody calls it the It. I don't even know what it is. But, okay, whatever. Maybe we all do know what it is, but we don't want to call it by its real name. What was we talking about again? I think this is what I came in here for, but this is what I ended up with. Alright, Let's go for a walk. When I actually want to find something, it's where it's supposed to be. But I've kind of gotten used to just leaving all of my favorites laying right out there where I like them, because they're my go-to tools for 9 out of 10 jobs I do. I don't have to go to the box because it's already laying on the bench. Alright, I'm going to grab Father's little helper. And you guys, go on, let's go for a walk. I'm going to get this off of here because he already got a sacrificial soda earlier in the summer. I don't know if you guys remember that video or not, but yeah, he's not getting any of my Pepsi Cola. Not tonight. Yep, I'm going to put that guy right there where he's safe. Got a little nest set up right here in the corner. I'm going to put this thing down at. Found my clampy thing. We'll show you what that clampy thing looks like. So I got it clamped on here. You see that clampy thing? How about this one over here? Oh, you can see it. There it is. I got the clamp put on there. And it works good enough. Well, let's see, it's only just reset my 1970 CompuCron blue digital alarm clock, and it's 6:35 now. That's the lubrication I was talking about the other night, so that I can keep talking to you guys. Alright. Kind of tight on space right here next to this bench. Nice shiny bright area to work though, so really can't complain. It's close and comfy and convenient, and cozy is the word I suppose I'm looking for. Not a word I would choose, even though it is in the lexicon. It's not in the vernacular. Cozy is not a word that comes to mind to describe something for me. I don't like cozy. Get started on one of those Q rants and let the trolls and minions take off with that one. Quintessentially quirky. Quagmire said, "Quiggity, quiggity, quiggity, crew." Oh, my hair kind of went everywhere. Static electricity in it. Oh. I put it underneath that hood earlier and it didn't like that at all. I can hear the static electricity just snapping. Hair finally starting to get some length on it. Good grief. Something wrong. Woo. My personal kind of Jesus. Oh. Kind of can't help but look like the king that I serve. I don't know about you, but yeah. Alright, I hear you. I hear you. Calm down. Hey, hey. Now you're kicking it with kicker. just went on my 12-step program. You guys hear that? What you're made of matters. Thanks. You're right. What I am made of matters. Too bad you couldn't have the radio going. Such a nice afternoon like this. Can't record yourself if you got the radio going. Can't hear a word he's saying. What'd he say? I don't know. I didn't hear him. I'm glad I didn't throw that one away. Still had a drink in it. I have no idea what that thing is recording, or if it's even recording anything at all. I don't know. We'll find out later. Some of this might end up being some pretty good footage. Oh no, I just heard a chime. That one just said, "Hey, I'm full." I have no idea if it's still recording or not. I can't see the time stamp. I don't think it's still recording. I think it stopped recording. Is my battery dead already or something? Can't see nothing because it turned it all the way down to nothing. Turned the light all the way down to nothing. When it does that, you can't see anything. Yep, this one is saying memory full. It's only recorded like 25 minutes. Memory full. I guess it's just us now. The microphone on that Samsung makes me sound like Barry White. My voice is really deep on that phone. I might as well be using my announcer voice. This Sunday in theaters near you. Man, dang. Just had to clear everything on Google earlier before I could come down here and record any of this. Said I get 15 GBs free to store all of my stuff in their mechanisms. Free is all I can use. 15 GBs total. And I had used up like 14.79 GBs. And only had this many GBs left. So I was like, well, shoot, what am I gonna do now? So I went back through there and moved to trash 2 years worth of GBs. Because I think that I have those 2 years worth of GBs already backed up on my HP. Hope that made sense. So I was like, bye. See files later because I'm not paying for jack shit. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon somewhere. Hey, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon right here. What do you know? I knew it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon somewhere. Coors Banquet Beer, the champagne of beers. Maybe, you know, a high life is the champagne of beers, and I got that backwards. These are two of my favorite beers. Definitely a Coors Banquet. Definitely a Coors Banquet. This little bottle aerates the alcohol to air ratio just perfect, so that when it goes across your breath and your olfactory glands and through your sinuses, it's like a nice bouquet. And for somebody that doesn't drink as often, you know what I mean, very often, I quite enjoy the effervescence of a beer when I am partaking of one, and I want to enjoy it in its fullness, and can't really drink a beer if you're all stopped up and got a cold. Yeah, so I'm glad that I got a nice spring day today without the spring hay fever. My sinuses are clear. Tomorrow's my birthday, so I thought I'd have a beer. Man, I should have been a poet. You gotta write that stuff down, man. I can make millions off of it. You never know. Yeah. Always great to be positive. That's the word. Yeah. What's that alternative? Those pessimistic people, man. I tell you, I don't want to be pessimistic. I want to be positive. Just have a beer and relax, man. How about that? I bet that's probably a better shot right there. Let's get something done.